I think that these have to be my top 6, because I put them on without even thinking about it. Now, here's a good question. Who's better, Freeing or Kiko? To play that many games and play well consistently for that many games, that's quite incredible, to be honest. Freeing is going 6. The top 6, I'm not even sure the top 6 is arguable. I think if those 6 aren't your top 6, I think you've kind of trolled. I'm going to put Kiko in 5th, just because he's never played at an international. He might let me down big time if I put him any higher. There's no way you think Kang is top 2. Again, I'm going to ask you that question though. Like, if your life was on the line and you needed someone to have a good game, if you needed someone to go plus 10 or more in a best of 5 to save your life, who are you going to pick? I think there are only 2 options. I think you are literally only choosing between Aspas and Kang. FNS. You just want it over. You just want it over. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. I think I'm doing this. I think I'm doing this. But I'm gonna ask myself a question. Is Trent a better player than Durka? And the answer is no. Kiko also better. That is a maybe. I'm not gonna say no to that. But I need more proof on an international stage that is the case.
Let's go to the top 15. And I'll break down my top 15. Number 1, I have Durka. Number 2, I have Kang. Number 3, I have Zekken. And I know a lot of people, you're going to be questioning this, but I'm based a lot of my stuff off of like past performance, to be honest. I know that he's playing a lot of Euro. I know that it is a lot of him sometimes having to fully send it. But I still see like the original skill, and I still have just years of him being one of the best duelists that I have to put him in the top 3. I feel, again, I don't think he is hitting the levels that we've seen him before, but I just don't think I can doubt him. Then we got 4 Leaf, consistently incredible. I think now he's on the chamber as well. I think he's just been unbelievable. Kiko switching over to the smokes. I think he's putting in outrageous numbers that maybe the closest I've seen to it is like Freeing, but at the same time I think that Kiko is doing it a little bit more consistent. I would say Freeing's been very consistent as well, but I just think that the level of Kiko, the hard carry is so hard, whereas I feel like Freeing has had more help on a consistent basis, I guess, whereas Kiko was like, he was the only one for the first 2 best of 3s that was actually standing out for Liquid. Then I got 6, I have Less, and again, it's just history based. Just Less is just always so good. I feel like he's a rock for the team. I feel like in terms of impact, I have to put him there. I think he's mechanically one of the best players. Speaking of mechanics, we've got Jorgamo. I know again that he hasn't had to shine too much in G2 just because everyone else is stepping up. But I'm just putting him there again, kind of just for history's sakes. I think that I know that everyone's on like new roles and stuff, but I'd wanna still, like, I know the potential is so high for these players, so that's kind of why I'm, especially like Jorgamo, Less, Zekken, that's kind of where these guys are kind of up here. Trent, looking like one of the best players we've seen at the moment, clutching like mad utils good, and he's just fragging out, probably the heaviest I've seen him frag out in the last 2 years. Freeing, we mentioned him a little bit similar to Kiko at the moment. I think that he's fragging out heavy as well. Looking like the best Teo at the moment, especially his drone util on defense, I think is probably the best I've seen, whether it's stopping a rush or whether it's actually just getting info at the right time. Meteor, I think he's having a, like, nowhere near as good as last year, but I can't not put him in my top 10 with just how good he's been in the past. Like, he was one of the big reasons why Genji was so good last year, and I think he's showing still signs of greatness, so I have to put him in the top 10. Safe, probably should be in the top 10 as well, but the thing is, this is such a hard list, because I mean, everyone's just a beast, and it just depends on whether you want to go for like recency bias in terms of like the current meta, how they're all playing, or whether you just want to actually rely on history. I've probably got more into like the history side of it. I think Safe is putting up solid numbers, and even with the IGLing role, I think he has so many big names that help him cool that I think he's doing a great job fragging out heavy on pretty much every agent that he plays. Mako, similar thing where it's just like, dude, he's fragging so heavy. He really is. Then we got Chichu. I think that he's having a slow one still, I would say, in terms of in terms of EDG and where they were this year. And I guess like Smoggy, Chichu, and Kang is maybe why I've gone for here. But there we go. Hyunmin's 14th. Okay. But I have... Dude, maybe you can see how hard it is from the top 15. I think, to be honest, I would say that I underrated Hyunmin. I think the reason I put him here was he wasn't as consistent. He had a bad game against Gen G. I want to say it was Gen G that he had a pretty rough one against, and Freeing was just more consistent. Even though I think he had a good final, and I think if you look at first kills, first deaths, he does incredible. And then Smoggy again, just because history, really, I think he's a beast. But you can see in terms of the amount of people that I have from EDG and DRX that I think it's going to be a hard one between all of them. And maybe I should pick them over Sentinels, but dude, maybe I'm gonna switch this out. I'm gonna go with DRX. I'm switching this one out. So last minute switch on that one. But yeah, there's my top 15. Let me know how I messed out. Let me know who you think should be higher. But again, I just pretty much did it from history based, mixed in with a little bit of recency, especially when you're looking at Kiko, Freeing. Do people will always disagree with the top 15 just because it's where like, do you want to lean more on recency bias? If I leaned more on recency bias, Trent would be higher, Freeing would be higher, Hyunmin would be higher. Honestly, Mako would probably be higher. Zekken would be lower. Les would be lower. Yorgamo would be lower. But again, I just have the history there. All right, let me know in the comments what teams I got wrong, who should be in my top 15, who isn't, and I think that's it. I think we're done. And dude, I'm excited for this event. It should be really, really good, especially with the teams having a good amount of time to be able to change a couple of things up. Should be really fun. Should be hard to predict because I would actually look at all of these games, and I think the only game that I would give like a 65-45 would maybe be G2. And because of the time off, I would say it's probably a 60-40. And then this is 50-50. Maybe you'd say 55 to EDG if you look at their map pool. Vitality T1, with how T1 are playing, I'd probably give it a 60-40. But again, we said two maps that might be in the map pool, the T1 would be looking to take. DRX Sentinel, in my mind, is a 50-50. Maybe even say that DRX are favorites. This should come down to split. But again, I picked Sentinels just because I think that they have the curveball potential of Floating Haven. All right, we up for you long enough. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Please sub, please comment, please like, and I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, will I see you tomorrow? No, I'll see you in a couple of days. 2 days. All right, peace.